Well, it looks like someone might have plugged up that hole in the ship. It looks like we're starting to float. Could it be? Could it be? I need to ask Joel. Let's find out at the close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, let's bring Joel into this and find out what's going on. Either they
The only resident bull on the Benzinga's pre-market prep show.
let's think.
And I'm not even bullish. It's just you guys are bearish, so I just have to be a contrarian. That's it, man. We dipped in the pre-market and we're ripping. We are almost at the top of my sheet, which almost never happens. 72.75. That was your close on September 20th. I have a level from the pivot point formula after that, but boy, oh boy, clear sailing here. We took out that 38.20. We were harping on that. Boom, we got through there. Now you're looking in the 3,900 handle. You know me, I look for my daily highs. I don't see another speckle of daily highs until you get back to right before we got no, that was after the CPI. We got a trio highs, 39.27, 39.36, 39 and a quarter. This is called that 39.30. We go up another 60 handles. Boom. There you go. But I don't know. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got some big old earnings after the close, and that could sink this little bullish ship pretty quick. The buck is helping out. The buck does stop at 114, backing off down back towards the late September low. I mean, okay, Fed pivot. You talk about it, baby. TLT up 256 at 94.95. Crude quiet, but catching a little bit of a bid here. Ooh, look at that. Is that 86? Look at that, folks. Keep an eye on 86. 3 highs right there in the same area. You know how I love my triple tops. Gold recovers up 410, 1658.20. Silver back over 19, up 19 cents, 1938. Well, look, do we have here? We have Bitcoin. Bitcoin up $995 at 20,335. Bitcoin bulls are back in town. Ethereum futures, they're up $153 at 14.98. So, Mitch, I'm going to let you lead the way.
So what I talked about this morning, it feels like it played into a little bit more, right? I think that at the end of the day, right now, the path of least resistance is actually towards the upside. Why is the path of least resistance towards the upside? Because the Fed is sleeping. They went to sleep. I hear them snoring in the back right now. And I think as long as they're, silent as can be, the only thing that's going to really move this stocks right now seems like it's going to be these earnings reports. And everyone has been saying that it'd be the worst earnings season ever, atrocious earnings. Not what we're seeing. And so until that kind of changes, it looks like we're kind of in risk off type of mode, because it seemed like every stock was trying to get a little lift today, even kind of the growth names. You guys can take a look at that very simply, right? Let's just do the old Kathy look, right? Look at that Kathy candle, and you guys tell me how these risk off trades we're doing today. It seemed like it was definitely a risk on type of day.
Yeah, Kathy. First of all, Doc and Dave, this is not irrational. I mean, this is nothing. This is not irrational exuberance here.
Yeah, not even.
No, we're just getting a little bit of a rally. Boom, boom. What did I? There was something on the tip of my tongue here, and I can't. It was something with the technicals too. But anyways, we do have the earnings report. So I know what I wanted to say.
Mhm.
I learned today. I learned a new term,
Hmm.
a lockout rally.
Lockout rally. That's what it's
Yeah.
seeming like, right?
Yep. And that's where they just lock you out, man. And this is our first 3-day winning streak, as I mentioned, since early September. And that's what Tommy mentioned. Tommy Lecky. Haven't had him on in a long time, but man, he dropped some nuggets on us. And I know, Mitch, you're going to get him on for a longer conversation.
Yeah.
But very constructive. Glad to
Amazing.
get Tommy on today. And that's what you have. You have, the bulls. If you didn't buy when there was blood in the streets, now you're buying into a rising market, which is much more difficult, right?
Mhm.
And then your falling market, you just hit the bids, hit the bids, hit the bids. We are now almost 400 handles off that low. I guess the old sell Rosh Hashanah buy Yom Kippur. It took a little bit of time, but October 5th, I remember that because that was, of course, rollover for me for my birthday. And uh, Mitch, could you hold on for just 1 second here?
Yeah,
Can
I
you,
got you.
can you handle
By all
this?
means. Yeah, I got you. Not a worry at all, Joel. You take care of it. I'll share my screens here and I'll tell you guys what I was looking at. Looks like Joel got to take care of something. No worries. He'll be right back. I'm going to pull his charts down here and pull up mine. Look at ARC getting up there and I'll point to you what was moving there, right? So the China stock, TWOU, was got a little bit of a bounce today. But change from the open daily. That's what I usually like to pay attention. Look at Coinbase, even showing a little bit of some basing action there. I'm not a big Coinbase fan, but that definitely got some lift in ARC today. TDoc getting some lift. Teledoc, what? Teledoc moving back up? Well, I mean, it's retraced all the way back down towards kind of 2017 levels. Actually,
Whoa,
yeah,
boy.
yeah, 2017 levels. So maybe this has finally gone far enough. Maybe. Who
Let's
knows?
go. Teledoc. Boy, oh boy, I leave you alone for a minute, and you're on Teledoc, Mitch. I
Hey,
mean,
up 8.65% from the
I
open.
know, I know. Boy, oh boy. Not much to say on this chart. 2-day rally is a 3-day rally. Not much for resistance for you Teledoc fans here. I'd be keeping an eye. You got a pair of highs at just under 27.50. What did you get to today? You haven't got there. That will be the moment of truth for Teledocs. Current high 27.08, and then I own this pig. I knew I should have sold it. When it was just too volatile. Bought it near the IPO and it doubled. And I'm like, God, it just like there's very few stocks that I look at and like that I own in my, in my long-term portfolio. There's very few stocks that I get nervous when I look at that because I know I'm holding them forever. This one made me nervous when it was trading off the IPO, and now it's come back down to reality, up $2 today. Don't know if I'm going to add to this thing, but yeah, I mean they're combing the ditches, right? And
Yeah.
they're looking, that's not always a good sign when they're trash. Oh, look at speaking of trash, X US Steel, that's coming up on a decent area. What stock got hit today that was an industrial?
Cleveland Cliff
And
and steel, right? And so steel got hit and it made it right back up.
you know what? That one, oh boy, that one was. I looked at the pre-market chart. Let's get the pre-market chart up here because you could tell there was like a seller in there. And this is when we were talking about it because I remember it was like under 14 and they were pressing. They were like pressing. I was probably like right around here. They were pressing. It was under 14 and no one was lifting. And then just go over here and look on the upper right chart here, and there were a series of lows between 1290 and like 1340, and I'm thinking, you know what, maybe someone, maybe that buyer's going to be there again, and then lo and behold, they press it down right into the middle of that area, 1327, and Spirited rally back. And you know what? Also, we kind of had wrong today, but I think some people in the chat might have got it. 3M, 3M.
Yeah, it made up those losses. It did make up the losses there.
I don't know what's going on with that lawsuit or not, but this is the one you could have used the old opening trade. Oh, it's nice. Look at that. Upper left chart, folks. Do you see that purple and cyan or whatever those colors are? I should actually check out what these actual colors are someday. But that's the pre-market session, and then boom, you hit the regular session. You didn't take out the pre-market low, and boom, you were off to the races. And good day, filling the gap too. We'll see if just a dead cat bounce. Yesterday's high 119.14, current high 118.60. So I'll be looking for triple M, clear that 119.40, and maybe they'll blow off this earnings season.
Well, of course, everyone's wondering why certain stocks are up. And I think that in a time like this, just remember also, right? I mean, the stocks have a high correlation right now with the overall market. So that's going to definitely help when you're getting a day like this where it seems like the SPY just keeps hitting up, 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 up. Of course, that's going to help lift some stocks. That's why you're seeing so many in the green today. But of course, there's some names that had some bigger moves. Snapchat. Of course, I see the chat all over that one, asking EXS is asking, is it dead cat bounce? Is this kind of a stock that we should be looking at? I think, this is one of those that just had, horrible earnings and is making up some of the wall of the worry because nothing really negative has come in after Snap.
Well, there was that big trade yesterday. A
Mhm.
little bit of seller's exhaustion here. Mentioned that once again that big options trade. Good day yesterday. Open flat off the open. Actually, man, this thing there was some big buying going on Friday. Big volume yesterday. Now the volume is tapering off today. We still have 18 minutes left, but I'm trying. We'll see. You got a ways to go to fill up to that gap there. That gap is way up in the 10 handle. In fact, at 1062. So we'll see if we get a gap fill here. The one that I was keeping my eye on, but I didn't pull the trigger in, was Meta. And I just
Mm.
really like the way that they traded off that investors are buying what Bank America analysts are telling investors to sell. That's what they told you yesterday. And it undercut the previous day's low, came back with the vengeance. And ooh, this volume is not great this today. But once again, Meta, it's back. We have failed at this area going back to the beginning of the month. Where's the month end close here for? What would be a positive monthly close? That would need to be. Ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Mhm.
135.68 was the last month's close. 130. We'll see if we close above that. Now, when does Meta report? Do we know?
I got you right now. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll get it for you.
Okay.
That's going to be
TLT move,
tomorrow,
Sydney. Yes. Oh, tomorrow.
Wednesday after the close.
You know
Wednesday
what?
after the close.
You know what? I wonder if it's gonna. You know what? I wonder if it's gonna. Uh, Zen bullish. I I want to tell you, I got a confession to make. I returned those goggles.
You returned them?
I returned them. I feel so bad. Dana got them for me as a Father's Day present,
Come on.
and
I thought you
I,
were working on your
I,
metaverse styling over
you
here.
don't know how. Like, well, first of all, I'm like, these are so complicated, and they're like, well, read the directions. You don't read directions
We
to
played
find
it
out how
through.
to work things.
Come on.
And it's like, so I put these things on and I never actually wore them in the pool, but they were like really heavy on your eyes. And I'm just like, and Lisa's like, they're expensive. You're not going to wear them. You should return them. So I returned them. I returned a Father's Day gift. They were just too, it was just too weird.
Too
Maybe I was,
metaversey, you know?
yeah, too much. Yeah. I, Just to see, and here's my problem with Meta is that I'm bullish the stock, but I just don't believe in the metaverse.
That's
So
hard.
like, and that's what they're basing,
Yeah.
their whole future on. Because I love being a contrarian, and I love the price action yesterday. But man, I'm just like I just don't get it. I just don't. I just don't get the meta. I mean, I never, an old guy like me, I don't get much, don't understand these new concepts. But man, I like to be outside. I like to be out hiking and biking, not a fisherman or a hunter. But anyways, price don't lie. It's up. It's got a long ways to go. We'll see what happens with the report.
Yeah, I think it's an important level to hold, at least in the 130 area. If it does get towards the 120, those monthly supports are going to go. And if those go, then I start seeing real leakage coming in. I'll even call out, if it doesn't hold on there, I think 100 comes into play. So let's see what happens here. I think it's on an important support, right? I mean, it could catch that monthly support. You see monthly support, especially in the 2019. You got a low there of 128.56. The month to the left of that, you got 123.02. And to the left of that, you got 126.85. So somewhere in between there, I'm expecting to find some support. We've already found some of it.
Yeah, but it's $10 away from there. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's a long ways away.
Long ways away.
It doesn't feel like it. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice area you picked up. Because I remember I kept on looking at the monthlies and go, oh, it's not going to go to 140. Oh, it's not going to go to 130. Oh, it's not going to go to 120. Well, I don't think it did get to 120. How low did it get? 122.53. They're trying to keep this up in the 38.70 handle here. Not much here. We're just we're pausing here at the September 20th close of 38.72.75. We know that came in after the disastrous August CPI reading, but so far so good.
All right, let's go towards that earnings that will be coming up. Of course, we just talked a little bit about Meta, but today after the close, big boys, Alphabet, Microsoft, Visa, Spotify. These are the hardest parts of, I would say, literally of doing a show like this, right? Is giving outlooks on earning stocks. I'll tell you right now, a lot of the times I'd probably flip the coin and probably go with that one before I go with even my own outlook, because it feels like I get it wrong half the time. But one thing that we've been doing, I think that at least for right now, I'm going to be leaning more in the bullish camp till we finally get maybe one of these major reports to really kind of give us a down hit, right? Right now, it seems like these reports have given us lift. Let's see if that trend continues. First one, major one tonight, of course, is going to be reporting. We got Alphabet, right? What will happen to Google? It seemed like it was starting to get bullish. We've talked about it with market structure edge, that it seemed like it was starting to get towards the bull side. Looks like we just got a nice move above the 104s. Now it's going to be interesting. Does this knock us back towards the 100, or does this move us back up into the 110, 112? Remember, they did a 20-for-1 split, and that was on the July 18th date. And that low is interesting. It goes towards 109.30. So I'm kind of leaving that into the range for the resistance.
Yeah, I mean, of all the stocks of the big, how I love my mega cap, big S&P components, the Googster has been the worst performer here. Now I know whatever on percentage basis is, not September and October low. Wow, 96.03, 95.27. But the thing about the Googster is that during the August and September rallies, that didn't even come close. Like the SPOOs and everything got back, half of the move, half of the big move when SPOOs got up to 4,300. This didn't even sniff it. Stalled out at the 120. So if you're a believer in the laggard catch-up game, then Google is your choice. I mean, if you're looking at a risk-reward ratio, even if you're buying it here, and I'm not recommending that by any stretch of the imagination, 105, you're leaning on that 95 low, maybe get 20, 30 points. I just wonder if we were talking about an earnings stock. If the Google, and I hate when they do this, this is a bullish day. You trade your highest levels in September. You're like, oh yeah, this is good. Then it has a good report, opens up at 110. then what the hell do you do? Then you got to wait the game of it to come back and fill the gap. So, no idea how those earnings are going to be, but a good day today. Shorts are squirming. 3-day rally. We mentioned that in the S&Ps. 3-day rally in the Googster. And who else we have after the close? Mr.
Maybe they
Softy.
continue the lockout. But yeah, Mr. We'll see what happens in the softy.
Look at that, 3 up days in a row, just like the S&Ps, that 250 area, still in the crosshairs of the bears. You had a triple top there before you broke down. Went right there today. Did give you a chance to buy this at the top of yesterday's range. Nicely. I mean, it went well within that. 47.84 was the high. Opened up flat and had a little dip, came back to that open. I mean, you find resistance between 250 and 260. I see one daily high at 254.23, and then wide open to 260, another gap up to 265. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Softy
And
and
cloud. I say pay attention to those numbers
okay.
because I think it's going to be very important, right? I mean, one thing that we're looking at is how are businesses being impacted into the next year. So a lot of that is going to be, is there some pulling back on cloud spending, ad spending? We can take a look into it. And of course, Microsoft will give us a little bit of insight into that area tonight. So pay attention to that. I think a big part of that is, let's say if cloud is getting hit, we already saw today, right? Job hirings reporting freezing from Amazon's AWS division, right? That's their cloud, right? Are they freezing hiring because they're seeing demand come down? Well, I think we'll get a little bit of insight into that area tonight. Big area to watch.
We just got a tweet. This kid. I don't think it's a bot. Sarhad Median. Buy a balance in Google. Into the close. Should we short it? Well, if you want to short Google in the earnings, then go right ahead. I mean,
That's tough, man. That's tough.
yeah. No, I don't. I'm looking at that. That thing's just coiling. I don't have no idea what the report's going to be, but if this market is really to catch some legs, here's a stock that has a lot of room to do the catch up, the Googster. So, no, Sarhad, I don't know if you're listening or just tweeting, but no, nope. You do have an area. I'll disappoint if you 106. 106.10, 106.21. That's the next target on the upside. That's a pair of highs. So, boom. After that, it's 109.37. So, if you think you're good enough to cover, if it's a good report, better make sure you don't miss the 106s. But S&P's teetering here at the 38.70 handle. We went to 74.25. That is R2D2 to the exact number. That's from the pivot point formula. That's the only thing I had up there besides your September 20th close.
We'll have to see how they kind of move. It looks like it was a really strong day in real estate, consumer cyclical, and technology stocks. Nvidia finally really starting to show a little bottoming action. I know that we've been talking negative on Nvidia for a while now, but finally you're starting to see a little bit of a turn there.
Got the gap fill. They're going back from October. It's one of those don't look left, look right. The close, higher opening. Look at that, 26.94 opening. That was just below the previous day's high. They pressed it down 30 cents, came back up through the open. Nice trade right up to 133. Here's another one. Now, very quietly, Nvidia has amassed a 4-day winning streak here. 2051, 2094, 2466, 2599. Picking up the pace. I've seen this stock have several winning streaks of longer than 4 days. Those were back in the old days. But keep an eye on it as a streaky one. AMD, we were talking about this one this morning. You had two highs at 59. Boom, you open up right at that area. You only take a dime lower. You take out 59. AMD back over 60. Just hit a high of 61.98. Whether or not that trend will continue, Who knows? Next target is 6403. You got some air in there in AMD.
And of course, you had the Bitcoin mining stocks moving up today,
Yeah.
and you guys can take a look at some of those.
What do you want to look at? Riot?
Riot or Mara, those are kind of the two leaders there. I did see in the chat you guys talking about what's it, Argo blockchain. So that's another one, of course. But that's kind of a smaller name. Yeah.
How'd I get that? Argo Group International. I mean, this is around. I mean, Bitcoin's been sleepy here, and this is a good day. I'm just going to go to the Bitcoin futures. I bet you we got a little selling balances here. We're tapering off into the close, folks. But just basis of the futures, not any biased opinion here. This is what the Bitcoin bulls are going to try and do overnight. And boy, we're right there right now. Look at that, 20,500. High today, 20,445. This is basis the futures. This was probably, I know what day this was. This was CPI day. While it got raked over the coals. Back up, man. This is thin. I'd be careful here above 20,500 in Bitcoin. You heard it here first.
And it's crazy how correlated they are with the markets, right? I mean, you want to think about something that you say is not correlated or an inflation hedge. I mean, you couldn't be more wrong.
No, that did not turn out. But here we're headed into the close. We're still looking good. We got any other earnings stocks to preview? Did we get all the big boys in there?
Yeah, the big boys pretty much done. Maybe Visa. Let's take a look at Visa. That's the one that we don't talk about too often.
Good old Visa. Good day today. Climbing the wall. Worry. Cleared this quad top. 194. That was an important level. If you're playing this into the report, just be aware, long, short, or indifferent. There's nothing up here till 20031 and 20088. So let's make 2050 a 3-star. I would expect if this is a disappointing report, since you had that firm double bottom at 175, maybe if they whack this back down to the 185, 186 area, there'd be a 20-point move. So 50% would be, back at that 185. There's also a couple daily lows there. So if you're looking to cover short, looking for a bad report, it felt like you missed the rally, I kind of like that 185 here in Visa.
All right. No, we'll put out just a call out there. Just be careful, team. I did see a lot of these kind of short interest stocks that have, of course, high short interest, low float, getting moves. I don't need to be going through all of these. I'm sure you guys know some of them, chat out there, but I do want to put it on the radar just in case, let's say, maybe someone's short a position like this and you're seeing it squeeze on you. You got to be careful in bear markets whenever you're getting these types of reaction where it's just like it seems like any stock with high short interest today was getting targeted for the up move. So, of course, you guys see it, the triple BY getting some lift. It looks like they turned on the lights finally or turned on the AC.
Look at that. Look how sleepy that thing was. Man.
Yeah, I mean, down to like $5, right back down to the lows, right? That it just
how's our retailers doing real quick? Ooh, Macy's having a good wow, that Macy's has had a nice run. Walmart, man, that thing just exhibited all kinds of strength. Just for the entire month of October, definitely noticed that. I came out bullish on Kohl's. That was from last weekend. Cleared 28. We talked about that. Nice move in Kohl's. Coming up to a resistance area. So, I mean, things look too good. Now it's time to start getting bearish. No, I'm just joking.
Pivot Sports also had a rating.
Yeah. Did they run with that?
Yeah, they ran with it. They took it right out the gates. Didn't even hit a single cent on the downside, pretty much.
So I would have been looking at the Dicks. They did get a boost, but now closing near the lows of the session. So got
Skechers tonight. The sketch. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna be watching. There's a big big short report out there. It was on Spruce Point Capital. I've had them on my show multiple times talking about this, and they just see that the inventory amount is too big. And so if you want to look at something, look at what they say about inventory in Skechers. Of course, we've heard earlier Nike putting warnings about what's going on in the demand in China. So we'll see what happens here in Skechers. Got a lift today. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we talked about that clearing 35, and it did that. And this old man has a couple pair of Skechers. I have to admit it. Some hiking shoes. Yeah, not too bad. All right. Well, we bounced around, and I don't know if they're going to get that closing print at 38.70. To me, it's a little bit lower, but the futures, they're jockeying. They're waiting for. Is Mr. Softy out?
Oh, yeah, you know it. You know it's already out. You know how it goes, or at least the algos action starting to kick in there.
Okay.
Look at that algos action. It's split wide right now. It was split wide by $3 or $4.
Did they miss? Did
Oh, it
Microsoft
looks like
miss?
they're missing. They're getting hit hard right now. Let's take a quick second here.
Let's see here.
Microsoft here. Ooh, it's definitely getting hit down right now. I'm trying to catch the tape there. Oh, man, there's so many that are just hitting it right at the same time. I'm gonna see. Man, I don't even
Google
have the
missed
numbers
too.
yet.
Google missed too. It looks like, unless they're just dragging it down with the Microsoft, the Mr. Softy, the algos. Do you have that? Do you have those numbers for you?
I'm trying to pull it. We're being a little slow here. So there it is.
Baby, come on! Look at that big old bar there. In Mr. Softy, I'm thinking that they missed, but who knows? Got down to 242. First, you got your spike up. Nothing really in there. Was there a daily high there? Nah, nothing in there. All right. Chopping around pretty good. They don't like these reports. Looks like we're coming in, folks. It's going to be a fun night. Mitch, great job. I'll be ready. I'll have a good slogan for you in the morning. Everyone, have a good night.
Definitely. Have a good one, team. We'll see you next time. Hit the like on your way out. Appreciate us. We appreciate you too.